Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. In this video, we're going to be wondering, are we still mad? We had that balance patch recently, wondering where everybody's kind of at. I know where I mean, again, it hasn't even been 48 full hours. I know where I'm at a little bit, just reading the tea leaves for a little bit. We're going to look at one of my suggestions that I put on their Discord. We'll go through that a little bit. And we're going to talk about some of the rankings of what people are saying early on from a couple of the top tier players. I still think all of this stuff is fluid, but we're going to just look at it where we're at now, and so that we can kind of get a feel for it. So if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord link in the description below. And before I go to the next things, I'll say the first couple people who say something, and I'll say what that is at the end of this video, will get, let's make it 3 people. The first 3 people who say what I say at the end of this video in the comments below will get a giveaway code for gold in game. So I've got codes from Netmarble. I'm going to give those codes away for some gold. So check that out at the end of the video, and we'll go from there. So anyway, let's see if we're mad. Discord link, hammer down like buttons, click notification bell, subscribe. Anyway, let's talk.
Bring me WolverThor!
All right, so you'll see my what I've got in the background there for my suggestion, but I'm going to talk a little bit before this. So first, let me say that I've talked to a couple top tier players in the game. I'm not going to name them necessarily, just because I think it's still fluid and I don't want them to be pinned to this necessarily or this particular ranking at this point. But after a few hours of testing, one of the top players was talking about Spider-Man still being number 1, then Iron Man, and then it was a tie between Star-Lord and Widow, of all people, and then Captain America, Storm, Strange, and then CM at the end. So I was kind of interested about that, or I found that interesting. I found it interesting that Iron Man was number 1, because that seems to be what a lot of people are saying. Now, I've also got some other Iron Men are being like, no. You know, there's obviously, these things can be subjective based on power levels, people's experience, blah, 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 blah. So I found that a little bit interesting, but either way, Spider-Man and Iron Man seem to be towards the top. Spider-Man in particular is one of the characters that I know that one of the top Spider-Man that we have, they're still doing okay. They're also realizing that some of the other character classes didn't have it as hard as they did to build up, you know, and I have to self-admit that Widow, I think, is one of those. You know, I even talked about that with Hassan a little bit. I mentioned it the other day. Widow is one that can punch up really well, really early. So she's a good sort of like, if you get to be about, you know, 900K, 1 million, 1.1 million, you're gonna be doing some good things in the game. But then it starts to fall off a little bit, or if you don't get higher, it's like, okay, you can't keep competing. So anyway, so that was the first person's, right? So I faced the Captain America that I beat that was like 2.1 mils Widow. So I could see where this rankings come in, but I also saw a top tier Captain America beat a top tier Iron Man. So again, when I say these things are fluid, that's where okay, I get it. Now the other person that I talked to about this a little bit, they were saying that they think that Iron Man is top tier, period. That period. Anybody who says different is just not looking at the right things. They need to look at the full picture here. Iron Man is without a doubt the top character. The next tier after that would be Star-Lord and Spider-Man. So in that kind of 2-3 slot, you get the Star-Lord and Spider-Man. And then in the 4 spot, or I guess, yeah, the 4-5 spot, you get Black Widow and Captain America. I'm like, okay, that seems to be, you know, right to me. I think it's, you know, you're getting these situations where Captain America is doing way, way better. And I think that Black Widow, her gameplay has changed quite a bit. And the part that I don't like about it is that it's a situation where I like to be a little bit more aggressive, and you kind of can't do that right now unless you have really high cooldown, like 40% or close to it, right? So, all right, so they got Black Widow and Captain America. Next up, we've got Storm. Okay, fine. Then Captain Marvel, and then Doctor Strange has fallen to the bottom. So either way, Captain Marvel and Doctor Strange is at the bottom of this list, and I have to pretty much agree with that. I can't see, things being much different. I like that, some people are seeing that there are ways to play. I've heard of people even talking about finding ways to play with Captain Marvel without making a crazy adjustments, but, finding certain builds that are working. So I think that's good. But anyway, those are the rankings. So let's get to this suggestion that I made. Now, I think what I'm finding for a lot of people that are sort of upset here is that, you pick a path in this game and say, I want to go, all Midgardia because of these skills, right? These seem to be the best skills in the game or close to it, or I really like playing that play style. And then you get all your gear built up, you nano it, you get your card set up, you get the perfect or close to perfect rolls on it, you get your exclusive stats right because you're min-maxing all these different things, you're trying to figure out what's where. And then they go, you know what, that doesn't work that way anymore, but this stuff over here does. I could see where that was going to be frustrating. So I am going to read what I said here. As I said, one of the issues people are, and this is on the main forums or the main Discord for Netmarble and Marvel Future Revolution. This is the official server Discord for them, or Discord server for them. There's a section called user suggestions. So if you like or dislike this, go give it a thumbs up or thumbs down, depending on your viewpoint. All right, so what I say is one of the issues people are having with the balancing being done is that they have a very high investment, either time or money, going down a particular build path. This is primarily gear. This path, I'm saying, is primarily gear, but it also includes cards, cores, etc. So when that path is changed in any way, especially a major one, then these people are going to feel like their investment is now gone. And that's part of the biggest problem to me, is that these people are feeling like, okay, I put all this stuff in this character for this character to be good, and you've changed the way this character works. So I get where they're frustrated here, right? So this is what I go down to say is I recommend that Netmarble find a way for people to more easily adjust this if the game evolves or balances itself. So I'm basically trying to say, like, make it so that we don't, if we pick a path, we can evolve from that path a little better, because that's the hard part in the game. Now, I don't know exactly how they do that, but I went through a couple suggestions here. I said, find a way to allow us to change gear types from one to another, i.e. go from Midgardia to Sakaar, or Eye of Osiris to Rise of the East. So what I'm trying to get at there is, I've already gotten my Midgardia at, 6 stars, it's at 3 nano, and it's got particular stats on it. There's only a few things that change with that if between Sakaar and Midgardia or whatever, right? But the base stats I could keep the same, except for the bonus stats, whatever you want to call them, and the exclusive stats. Why not let me switch from that to be Midgardia to Sakaar? So that way, if they do make any balance changes, it's like, look, I've already paid to build this thing up. Why does it matter if it's Sakaar or Midgardia or New Stark City or Hydra? Like, what does it matter? Make me pay $1 million gold or something, or 500,000 gold, or 100,000 gold. I mean, I'd say 500,000 gold just to pick the next one I want to do. I want to pay 500,000 gold to pick this one. Let me pick Sakaar. Don't give me an RNG for it. Let me pick it. If you're going to RNG it, then it needs to be, it needs to be cheap. It needs to be cheap. If you're going to RNG it, it needs to be cheap. But, make it so that it doesn't change any of the stats on it. That's sort of what I'm getting into there. And each one of these has to stay within a certain column. Like Midgardia, all regionals only can change the regionals. All specials can only change the specials. All of the non-regional stuff, that's only going to be, non-regional or non-special, right? It only stays within a certain tier. You can't go up or down in those tiers. All right. The next thing is, I said, allow us to lock in some stats on items during rerolls. This is the idea that, if somebody does have a piece that's, close to perfect or pretty good, say you've got 2 defense pierce and you want another one, but your other stats are bad, maybe you can lock in those 2 defense pierce. Maybe that costs, 100 crystals or 200 crystals or something per stat that you can just lock in and re-roll it and hope that the other ones are going to be, pretty solid. So it's like, okay, I feel like that's pretty fair because the RNG to that is so high. It's like you can easily roll something that just ends up being terrible. So I'm pitching that they allow us to sort of lock in those stats. I'm also asking in a similar sense to if we can find a way to reroll a specific stat on gear. So that that way it's like, it's not locking in certain ones, but it's like, if I want to, maybe I've got all but one good, you know, so it's like, all right, that one's bad. I don't want status effect accuracy. I want whatever. Let me re-roll that stat. I just want to do that one. I don't want to change anything else. Let me pay for that. And so maybe that's like 300 to 500 cores. I don't know. I'm on here. I think I said 100 to 200, but I think it's a good idea where somebody could get, it gives people a little bit more flexibility there. The other thing I have here is I would also suggest adjusting the cost, and I covered this in a different video, adjusting the cost for taking a previously nanoed piece and putting it on another one. So basically when you combine gear, the nano gear, say you have a one piece sitting there and you want to take a 3 nanode and put it on there, what happens is, now it's great that they changed this, so it used to be that you could never do this, but what happens is it actually makes you pay for the cost again, the full cost. So whatever the cost in gold and converging took you to get to 3 nanos, you have to pay that again, plus whatever the additional star is. I'm positioned to them as like, no, look, if I've already paid that tax to do that, then make it so that, you know, I'm only paying the tax or cost to get the additional star and maybe a little more, because it's like, look, you're changing your path, fine, there's a slight penalty there, but you know, not the exact same. Like the dollar for dollar on it, I don't like it. I just think it's no good. So that's basically what point 4 says. It seems like it's pretty popular for so far, this post. I've got 42 ups and 3 downs. I'd love to get some more ups on this if possible, but again, vote how you feel on it. I don't want to sway anybody one way or another. I know there's been a lot of stuff in here. I'm not going to go through each one of these because it could take forever, and I think I'm already, you know, kind of blabbing on a little bit here. But I'm curious, are you guys finding ways? Are you still mad? Are you guys finding ways to play your characters? Have you found adjustments to your builds? Like, what are you hearing people are doing? Are you stopping spending? Are you done with the game? Are you just as excited with the game? Are you stoked? Are you loving the flexibility or the ability to change? Or do you think we need changes like this? Let me know. Comments below, all that sort of thing. I mentioned the gold at the front end, so if you made it this far, one, I appreciate you. So if you want to get in the drawing here, I don't know if I'll do drawing. What am I gonna do? I'll do drawing. I'll do a drawing, right? So anybody who comments below, I'll pick 3 people. I'll do a drawing for 3 people. What I want to hear from you is, Spidey can't dodge this. Again, all you need to say is, Spidey can't dodge this in the comments below. That's it. That's all you got to say. And if you say that, I'll put you in the drawing to get the giveaways from Netmarble for some gold, right? So say that in the comments below. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to go play the game some. Appreciate you guys. Check out the Discord link in the description below. Hammer down like buttons, click notification bell, subscribe, all that sort of thing. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.